Hey guys, this is Green Valor, and I'm going to talk about the hashtag Blame One Not All. Another attempt by the real feminists to show that this is not a man-hate campaign, to show us they are genuine and concerned about issues and are not advocating for shitting on one gender, to prove they do not all stem from the Valerie Solanas approach. But of course, they prove themselves wrong. So I have to say up front that I had felt very positive about this from the start. I actually saw this, believed it to be a genuine response from feminists to pull back and say, no, we don't actually hate all men. We just had bad experiences and that's all. And that would have been, justified, and this would have been their way of making amends and getting people on their side. But no, I was fucking wrong. I really I believe they were genuine, and I was I underestimated how stupid and incompetent and completely asinine these feminists were. Almost instantaneously, the feminist response to this turned the whole fucking hashtag into a disaster. So the idea behind blame one not all is essentially the same as the hashtag not all men. And the general premise behind both of those is that although some men will do horrible things to women, that does not make the whole gender guilty. We are not guilty by association, basically. And that's it. Most men don't rape people, they don't rape women. Most men don't beat their wives. Most men don't act out violently for seemingly no reason. For the feminists that are behind this, I say this is the right approach. This is the best way to get people back on your side. I used to be for this, and I know a few others that were behind feminism before we started looking into it and seeing, yeah, most of feminism is about man hating, and when you really dig into it, it's a lot from the Valerie Solanas uh, rule of thinking. It's men are the problem for everything. When you look at patriarchy, it's just tearing down men. They use patriarchy because they can't say, men are the problem. They use this idea of patriarchy, which essentially is blaming men for everything. If they blame the patriarchy, men are part of the patriarchy. They just blame men for everything. That's it. That's why we see it that way. An example of this mentality backfiring is so easy. It's just like this. A woman drowns her children. Now it is assumed most women kill their children. A black man steals my bike. Now it is okay to assume all black men steal. Do you see the problem with this? If you blame all men for the actions of a few, you get this problem where we're hating on an entire, you know, section of people, whether it's their gender, their sex, their race, anything. And that's very dangerous. We can't do that. I can't blame a woman and say, no, you probably kill your kids. That's horrible. I can't say that. You can't say, oh, just because you're a man, you might rape someone. If I said, you're a woman, you might kill your children. That's horrible. You can't say that to someone. If I go up to a black man and say, you're black, yeah, there's a good chance you might steal my bike. That's really racist. And that's really what this is trying to push across here. Alright, so right now I'm just gonna screenshot a few of the hashtags and talk about them very briefly, obviously because I want to get quite a few in there, and show you the kind of backlash the feminists are having. And I mean, I can't even say that it's like just a few, because if you type that into Google, you will get messages from feminist articles, just art news articles in general, saying this is ridiculous. How can they say this? Things that aren't even defending it. Just the feminists absolutely are not defending this, and the men are getting pissed off. The men are seeing this and saying, no, you can't blame me for something someone else did. That's wrong. I'm not guilty by association. You should not be doing this. Now, the problem actually comes from the hashtag comes from India, right? India has an extremely high problem with false rape claims right now, to the point where, male students are getting kicked out of college, university, and they can't afford to go back. There are so many articles and documentaries and news pieces on this, and it's just rampant. And I'm not even surprised. There's been campaigns going on for the past few years in India about this. The false rape claims are a serious problem. There is no rape problem in India. It's all the news saying it. The, these men are they're breaking down to tears, and this is starting there. Now these women are saying, no, 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 you know, stop the field brigade. We don't need this. It's just Like, guys, this is an actual problem that men are facing. You say you care about men's problems as well. You're causing these problems for men. You need to wake up and realize you're starting this. You're causing this. They say this is all the men's feelings. This is all the men's feelings. No, no, no. This is a response to feminism. You caused this problem, and we're angry at you guys for this. So, hashtag takedown MRAs says, and apparently quoted, I'm not part of the problem, but I also refuse to be part of the solution. This is classic feminist rhetoric. First off, if you're going to say all men are part of the problem, that is weak. Coming back to my original statement, all women are not part of the problem for child murder. And no, we do not need to be part of the solution because I don't go out on late night rape binges, Mr. Beta Male. So this giant cunt, I'm sorry, lovely woman, comes out and tweets, the natural evolution of hashtag not all men. Yes, because you idiots didn't understand it the first time we explained it. Newsflash, everyone, you don't deserve a pat on the back for not raping women. Well, you know what? You're right. We really don't. And we shouldn't have to feel that way. But honestly, it feels like we do. You were the ones saying we live in a rape culture, a society that promotes and encourages young men to rape. If we live in a culture like that, yeah, you should be saying good job for fighting against the grain for not raping women. Because apparently we're all ticking time bombs for a non-consensual gangbang. So check out this fine young lady. Know who else wants people to hashtag blame one not all? The police. As representative of state violence, they want each shooting as isolated incident. I assume she's talking about the police shooting, but the butchering of the English language leaves me a little stumped. So, yes, the police shootings are isolated incidents. Until the police are dragging people out by the hundreds, they are technically isolated incidents, and we need to treat them as such. Not all cops are responsible for the actions of an individual. This is what the hashtag means. We can't go around blaming everyone because someone from that demographic decided to go and do it. Doesn't make any sense. It makes us prejudice against that specific group. Just so you know, when I'm putting these tweets up, I'm not joining the captures together just to save space or something. There are literally so many people that don't understand this idea of individualism that they get clumped together when I do a search on the hashtag. We are all free to take action as an individual, and we are also all responsible for that action as an individual. So this frightened puppy that needs to be kept in a padded room filled with warm milk and fresh cookies tweets, sorry, but the only way I can guarantee my safety is to be suspicious of all men. My life's more important than your feelings. Hashtag blame one, not all. First off, you could have fit in the rest of that word. Pick up a thesaurus and get off Tumblr, please. Second, fine, be afraid. I don't give a shit. I don't have a problem with your irrational fear. What I have a fucking problem with are hundreds of men in India going to prison and getting kicked out of their secondary education on a false rape allegation. Alright, so I'm not going to list any more of the tweets. I'm just going to show a couple articles that are either outright calling the hashtag stupid or lacking a much needed defense for it. So on Jezebel, it's, quote, very dumb, hashtag blame one not all, campaign is India's answer to hashtag not all men. Once again, you morons didn't understand it the first time we said it, so yes, we have to hashtag say it again. The article continues to mock it further later by saying, excuse me, does anyone have some cookies? Can someone give these men a fucking cookie? Tell you what, if I get a cookie for not raping a bitch, you get one for not burning your kids in a house fire. And Huffington Post article says, not all men oppress women or are rapists. I know. Fucking shocker, right? I mean, we were led to believe the opposite. Hashtag thank a feminist. Blame one not all campaign sticks up for the good guys, but not everyone is impressed. And are we really fucking surprised anymore? They aren't happy with anything we do. Seriously, people. Just stop pandering to them. Put them in a corner, stick a soother in their mouth, and tell them they are in timeout for being a bunch of twats. I'm getting increasingly more frustrated with these idiots every day. I'm tired of these jackasses saying, you are part of the problem. I'm not raping anyone. Fuck off. When a woman kills her child, I don't go up to another one and say, listen bitch, you are part of the problem. When a black man steals something, I don't go, listen, nigger, you are part of the problem. When I see a terrorist attack, I don't go to the first brown-looking person I see and go, hey, look, I really feel uncomfortable around suicide bombers. Go, or I'm calling the cops. No, we don't say these things because they are fucking prejudice. We don't say them because they are wrong. Blame one, not all is what this means. The actions of an individual do not speak for everyone in that demographic. So seriously, fuck off, you misandrists. Alright, so this has been Green Valor, and you have a good day.